Alright guys, good morning. I am doing another student teaching week in my life. Unfortunately, I forgot to film on Monday, so this is Tuesday, November the 12th. I have a job interview tomorrow and a round of interviews on Friday. Plus, I just finished my last day of full control in the classroom, so I thought it'd be a good time to do another student teaching vlog to kind of show y'all the process. I haven't done one in a while. If you've been enjoying these videos, hit subscribe down below and click that like button to let me know that you have enjoyed seeing the student teaching process so far, so I can do a last week of student teaching vlog. I'm probably going to do a last week of student teaching vlog anyway, but it's time to get the morning started. I have my pumpkin spice coffee. I am dressed for my interview, and it's 36 degrees outside. It's freezing in Texas, so the kids are probably going to be a bit rambunctious today. Alright guys, it is the end of this crazy Tuesday. I went straight to an interview from school. I actually had to leave school a little bit early to make it there on time. The interview went well. I only butchered one question. Essentially, they asked me how I would align my curriculum, and I started out really strong, talking about how I would look at the last unit and see what my students struggled in or excelled in and base the beginning lessons off that and kind of go from there based on small groups. But it was a math-based question, and I've really only been in language arts classrooms for the past 2 years, so that was a little bit hard for me. They did set up a mock lesson for me to come run. So essentially they're gonna send me the standards that they're working on right now. I will create a lesson and I will go run it in a classroom, which is insane. It's honestly really, really intimidating because I wouldn't know the students and they're 5th graders, so they would be aware that something weird was going on. It went well. I'm definitely considering the position if I do get an offer. I'm still open to other interviews. This is my it's my third teacher interview for a position, and I feel like with each one my answers are getting better and I'm getting more confident. It's definitely a crazy point in my student teaching career, and I would love to sit down and do a sit down video, not a vlog, really on the progression of student teaching if that is something y'all are interested in. But I did think I should update you guys on the end of the day since I didn't vlog on Monday. I got some clips at the school. We had indoor recess because it's 35 degrees here, and overall it was just a pretty normal Tuesday. I started pulling small groups for my higher level students, and that's been really fun because the discussion is really fun. They really get into the literacy text that we're pulling for them, so that was great. Just another day. It was a planning day, so I got to meet with the team, which I always love, and I am ready for Wednesday. Good morning. It's about 6:15 in the morning, and I just got ready for student teaching and my interview, sort of, because this is what I'll be wearing all day. It's freezing cold outside, so that made it a little bit difficult to pick an interview appropriate outfit because all of my interview outfits are warm weather outfits. But here's what I've got going. I have this cardigan from Madewell, and then underneath I have this sweater that I'm pretty sure, I honestly don't know, Francesca's maybe. We'll say Francesca's. Kendra Scott jewelry, and then some J. Crew slacks, and I have on what are these? They are those really popular sorority Jack Rogers. Those are Jack Rogers booties. And I just did some light makeup. I'm about to make my coffee and head out to student teaching. I'm not teaching anymore. I'm just pulling small groups. So today I have 6 one-on-one conferences that I'm doing with each class. So I'll meet with 12 students today to work on reading strategies and stuff like that. And then I'll be free the rest of the day. So I will get you guys an update when I make it to the school. Oh my goodness. I'm exhausted. It's 8:45. I got home 15 minutes ago. I just did dishes and unpacked my lunch kit and packed my lunch for tomorrow, and I could cry. I'm so exhausted. I was in bed by 8 p.m. last night because I literally couldn't make it past 8 p.m. Like, I never go to bed that early. I'm like typically in bed by like 10, but I couldn't. Last night I was exhausted, and tonight it's not any different. My interview started at 4:30 and I left the school at 6:10. Which is amazing. It was a super awesome interview. The staff was lovely. The school was lovely. And I actually did leave with a, I keep looking at the viewfinder, I'm so sorry. I actually did leave with a job offer, which is so amazing. I'm telling you, like, you know when they say you go into an interview and it just feels right, like you could see yourself there? Like, I went into it not knowing anything about the school. Like, it was just a school that called me on a whim. I hadn't like lived in the area or seen the area or anything. And so I accepted the interview because it was 4th grade language arts, which is like right up my alley. I want to teach language arts in like 2nd through 5th grade is kind of what I'm aiming at. So it was perfect. And then I got there and it just felt like a conversation. Like, it really didn't feel like I was getting grilled on interview questions, which was so nice. And they gave me so much information on the school and how the collaboration piece works and like what they would be able to do for me as a first-year teacher. And my mentor teachers and stuff have been telling me, like, if you go to an interview and then they take you on a tour of the school, they're typically offering you a job because like one staff member will take you on a tour and then the other staff members that interviewed you are deliberating on whether or not to extend you the offer. So I did get to go on a tour of the school. I got to see the classroom that would be mine if I accepted this position. Actually I guess I have 2 apprehensions. Aside from the fact that I'm coming in as a half-year teacher, which is really hard because that means the kids have gone through the loss of a teacher, whether that be from them quitting or retirement or them getting fired or whatever, or, you know, maternity leave, whatever it may be. It's definitely something that messes up the structure, which is going to be my fear going into any school. But this specific school, one, is an hour away from me, and I live in Houston, so like there's millions of schools around me that are so much closer. It's 30 miles away. It's super, super far. And then 2, it is a open concept school. So essentially the classrooms don't have doors, they don't have walls, everything is separated by cabinetry. So it's like essentially like loft style classrooms, which really, it scares me, you know, like how do you keep your class managed and on a behavioral management plan if you can hear and see everything that the other teachers are doing? Like, if one class is having a really good day and one class is not having a great day, like how does the interaction between 2 classrooms kind of work? And then there's just like not a privacy aspect. Like, not that, you know, YouTube is like my main passion or anything, like teaching is what I want to be, but like if I ever wanted to film something in my classroom or show you something that I'm working on, like I don't have the privacy to do that. Or like parent teacher conferences, like do I conference with them in an open air classroom where everyone around us can hear what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like keeping kids out of my classroom like before and after school, like they just walk in, it's very weird. But like the staff was amazing, the principal was amazing, the position is awesome. So it is something I'm very highly considering and I'm super excited. I just do have a couple more interviews coming up in the week that I need to meet with and assess and weigh my options. So that is my updates for right now. I'm exhausted. I'm about to take off my makeup and crawl into bed. I don't think I can stay up another half hour. So this is me checking out for the night, and I will see you guys on Thursday morning. Is it already Thursday tomorrow? It's already Thursday tomorrow. I'll see you on Thursday morning. Good morning, guys. I look like a mess. You know, just when you know that you're sick. Last night I went to dinner with my mom after my interview, and like I got to dinner at probably like 6:30 and I was like falling asleep at the table. The night before I needed to go to bed at 8 p.m. And then this morning I woke up and it literally felt like I got no sleep, even though I went to bed at like 9:30, which is like pretty normal for me. And I'm just feeling exhausted. I am just wearing eyebrows and mascara today. There's no way foundation was going onto my face. This is the only day this week that I can get away with not wearing makeup because I don't have an interview after school or before school or anything. So I am taking full advantage and I am doing minimal effort today. This is what we're working with. Outfit wise, I've got a hair scarf in from Old Navy, Kendra Scott earrings, this sweater from The Gap, and then this cardigan over it from Madewell, American Eagle jeans, and then I'm just wearing pink Vans. I'm going full on comfy today. I'm gonna talk about my interview with my mentor teacher and my team, and kind of see what the likelihood of me staying at my school right now is. That's the only place that I would choose over my interview from yesterday, just because I feel like I've grown as part of the family there. But other than that, the interview I had yesterday was absolutely amazing. So I am off to the wonderful world of second grade this morning. Can you tell by my appearance the day I had at student teaching? Yes or no? It was a pretty interesting day. First of all, we started off this morning and my mentor teacher had scheduled a parent conference and completely forgotten that she had professional development. So the parent conference showed up and my mentor teacher was like, I can't run this parent conference. I have to go to this PD. I cannot miss it. It's district required. So I ran a parent conference on my own, which was insane. I was so nervous I was gonna put my foot in my mouth or say something that I was not supposed to, but luckily I've seen all of the parent conferences up until this point, so I kind of knew the format of what I should say, what I can suggest, things that they could be working on at home, and it honestly went really well. I only had to step into the professional development conference where my teacher was at the very end of the meeting because my parent was asking if there were any online resources that she could use to help her child further along in the reading and writing process. And so other than that, I got all the questions answered and I remained calm and I gave her all the information that she needed. And I don't know, it's just kind of a confidence boost. And then our gym coach came in and was like, why haven't you been hired yet? Are you gonna get hired or not? I've been watching you interact with kids and you talk to students across all grade levels and you're really great with interacting with them and we've loved having you here. When are you gonna get hired? And I was like, homegirl, I don't know. When am I gonna get hired? I have interviews at 10:30 tomorrow morning, so I'll be missing the first half of student teaching, which I'm kind of sad about because I'm running short on days. I have 10 more full days. I have all of next week and then the week after Thanksgiving and then I'm done. So tomorrow morning I have interview rounds with the district that I'm currently student teaching in. So it can be any of the administrators from the district that are looking to hire on site. And I'm really hoping I find something. If not, I do plan on accepting the 4th grade position that I was offered yesterday. It is a little bit of a drive out there, but if it does become too much for me, I will start looking for a new job. And I was very open about that at the interview. I was like, you know what, this is an hour away from my house. And right now it seems like a perfect job for me, 4th grade language arts. I would love to come work here. Your staff seems amazing. This is my one concern. I don't know if I will be able to handle it, and I do not plan on moving to this area of Houston anytime soon because it's a very residential area. It's very family oriented, which is just not the season of my life that I'm in. It's a suburb, and I'm definitely in my season of life where I want to be downtown. I want to be in all the action in Midtown with all my friends and young professionals. So oh my god, guys. Okay, so I'm signing back on because I just got an email from my student teaching principal and she set up an interview with me tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon. So I have an interview for our open position. It is a kindergarten position with my principal tomorrow at 3:30. I don't know if she's going to be able to extend a job offer tomorrow afternoon or not, because I don't know if she's interviewed for any of the other kindergarten applicants. I'm so excited. I've literally been waiting for her to get back to me for weeks. And I finally heard something today. I'm super freaking out. That means I have interview rounds all day tomorrow morning because I am going to the Spring Branch open interview rounds. And then, oh, am I even supposed to say what district I'm in? Maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, and then I'm interviewing with my principal and I'm so excited and I really hope it goes well. I'm super nervous, but oh my goodness. I'm gonna be so exhausted tomorrow night. There's like no way I drive to College Station tomorrow. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm so excited I had to update you guys. Good morning, guys. It is 8:45 and I'm about to head out. My interview is not until 10:30, but I need to go get some resumes printed, and it's gonna be trafficy because I'm actually leaving during rush hour today, whereas I usually leave at like 6 a.m. I am fully ready for my interviews. Shirt from the Loft, work pants from probably J. Crew. I'm gonna wear my Michael Kors jacket, and then I'm currently wearing really sick Nikes because I don't want to drive in heels, but hopefully this goes well. I will keep y'all updated, and I'm ready for all these interviews to be done and just to have a job offer, hopefully soon. Update, I'm pulling into my elementary school because I was informed that I need 25 copies of my resume, and I have maybe 10 on like nice resume paper. So I tried to go to the Office Max near like where the interview session is happening, and they don't do on-demand printing there. They just don't have the printing services location. And so then I emailed my resumes over to my mom, and I was like, hey, can you print these off at your office? They're not going to be on nice resume paper, like they'll just be plain white paper, but like I need 25 copies. And she's like, oh, I'm not at work today, like I took a sick day because she's had a really bad sore throat. So now I am going to sneak in to my elementary school, use the copier to copy one of my nice copies of my resume. What is that? Did I burn myself? Anyway, and then I will have 25 copies of my resume on crappy white paper. That's not gonna look good, but like I am out of time. I need to be at this interview session in 30 minutes, so I am hustling. I'm also praying that none of my children see me in the hallway, because they're gonna be like, Miss Pepper was here this morning, and then my cooperating teacher will be like, no, she wasn't, but I will be. Good evening, guys. Sorry about the lighting. I know it's a little bit dark in here. It is 8:30 at night right now. I've been home for quite some time. I genuinely just like come home exhausted at the end of every day of interviews, and I have to decompress. So I came home and I showered and I made a pizza in the oven. And now I'm about to crawl into bed, which, by the way, I know like in some of my clips you've been able to tell that like my bedroom looks a little bit different than it last looked in the moving vlog. I did get a mattress and a box spring, but I don't have a bed frame, which is why I haven't done any updates on my bedroom yet, because it's nowhere near done. But maybe I'll talk about that in another vlog. Today was exhausting. I did get those resumes printed out, and luckily I did, because it's not even like we handed them out as we like interviewed with people. We literally went to all 24 desks that were at this like conference center and set a resume down on each one and moved around. My first 2 mock interviews went really well. One of the principals was like, if we had a job opening right now, I would offer it to you. Like, your interview was amazing. Like, you were very well spoken. You were very well thought out. You didn't say and like, and very confident in your answers. So that was really reassuring. And then funny enough, literally the interview after it, I was interviewing like a mock interview with an HR representative from my district, and I butchered this interview. Like, she asked a question on like data analysis, and then she asked a question on like getting parents involved in the classroom. And I am very aware of both of those things. Data analysis, not so much, because like my data, as far as like my observational data that I do in my student teaching classroom, is like note taking. It's not like DRA or Fontes and Pinnell based, where it's like actual like analytics based. It's like observational. So like data for me looks a little bit different. So I like completely butchered that question. Like, I was like stumbling over my words and trying to formulate things that weren't really making sense. And then parent communications, like I gave what I thought was a solid answer. And then in my like feedback portion, she was like, I would like, you know, refine your parent communication, which is weird because I get asked about parent communication in like all of my interviews, and it's been fine every time. But I think because of the way it was worded, I just was already like fumbled from the last question and just wrecked it.
But it's fine. It was just a mock interview with an HR representative, and I think she knew that I was nervous. It wasn't in front of a principal or anything, but funny enough, during that interview, my specific HR representative that deals with all of the student teachers in my district came up and was like, are you interested in a 4th or 5th grade position? And I was like, only if I'm able to teach language arts in some way, shape, or form, whether that be self-contained or departmentalized language arts. And so she set me up an interview with a school in my district that I currently student teach in now for a 5th grade self-contained position that starts in January. And the interview went really, really well. He asked me 12 questions and then invited me to his campus this upcoming week to meet his team and interview with them. So I still have my 4th grade language arts job offer in a neighboring district that is 30 miles away. I had a 3rd grade job offer that I have already like kind of let go of. It's just been too long since that interview and I haven't contacted them back just because I was still figuring out interviews and stuff and they never contacted me, so I'm pretty sure that spot is filled. And then I have a 5th grade interview coming up next week, and then after school, this is gonna be a long clip, I'm so sorry. After school, I interviewed with my school that I've been student teaching at, and I went into the office at about 3:20 because dismissal was over, and I was just kind of sitting patiently waiting in the lobby or in the front office, and our receptionist was like, whenever the first applicant comes out, you can go back. And I had no clue that they were conducting like multiple interviews this afternoon. So funny enough, the applicant comes out and it is a paraprofessional who has been in kindergarten with us all semester. She's actually one of the students in my classroom's mom. So she applied for the job, which I was very aware that she was applying for the job. I knew that she was interested, and she has been down working with the kindergarten teachers all semester. So she does have a one-up on me in that sense. But I do believe that someone coming in as a new educator and being I'm willing to stay for longer than a semester, not that she's not willing to stay for longer than a semester, but like someone who is going to be there long term, I feel like there's kind of a give and take with both. Like I could see the benefit of hiring either of us, honestly. And this mom is like super amazing, super sweet, like literally such a great person. But she was coming out of her interview, and I think I like wasn't hiding my facial expression well, so I kind of made like a shocked face, not like an appalled or like not like the kind of shocked that makes people think you're appalled, but just like, oh, like I didn't know you're interviewing. And she was like, good luck, you're gonna kill it, like do great in there. And like we gave each other high fives. And then I went in and I interviewed, and honestly I feel like I did so well. There were 10 questions, and I feel like all of my answers but one were very well thought out and very like genuine, and I gave details and like specific examples of how I would do what I was describing. And the only one that fell a little flat was my social emotional teaching point. I don't know why when my assistant principal asked me about like how I teach social emotional behaviors in the classroom, I blanked. Like for some reason, like we talked about social emotional like teaching in college all the time, and I see it in the classroom all the time, but just like putting the label social emotional teaching on it literally had me like blanking. And I left the interview and I was like, I could have talked about read alouds, I could have talked about modeling proper behavior, I could have talked about being a role model, and instead I talked about talking to kids one-on-one about like coping skills that they could use to like handle their emotions, because they are valid emotions that they have, but this is how you should handle them as a citizen, like as a I don't know, like as a normal person would. And so like I did talk about how one-on-one I'm helping students cope with different behaviors and emotions, but like, oh, there's so much more I could have said, you know? But I mean, I did what I could, and I feel like my final question really like sealed the deal of like, I am willing to do anything I can to stay at this campus. Like I've loved working with y'all. Thank y'all so much for everything that you've done, yada, yada, yada. So that was my interview day, and I've now been talking for 7.5 minutes, so maybe I should do like a whole separate video on teaching interviews and tips and what they ask, and I don't know. Let me know down below if you'd want that. If you're someone who's student teaching or interested in being a teacher and you would want that, let me know or give this video a thumbs up. I'm going to end this one off. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry that I started on Tuesday and the clips were kind of sporadic, but I did want to get something up involving my student teaching experience because that is what I started this channel for. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will keep you guys updated on my job search.
You got the devil